Ever since the boy took in a pet Shinigami, he developed a strange habit. Every time he left the house, he would wedge a pencil tip into the crack of the door. Then one day, he came home to find it lying on the floor snapped in two. In that instant, he knew someone had been in his room. Not wanting to raise any suspicion, the boy went quiet, completely quiet. Even when the Shinigami spoke to him, he ignored it entirely. That caution alone nearly saved his life because the police had installed cameras inside his home and were watching him around the clock. If they ever discovered he was communicating with a Shinigami, he would immediately become the prime suspect in a string of murders. It all started a few days earlier when he stumbled upon a strange notebook, so strange that even the rain seemed to avoid it. He brought it home. After reading through it, he learned that anyone whose name was written inside would die. At first, he dismissed it as nonsense, but then a news broadcast reported on a series of mysterious killings. To test his theory, he wrote down the name of one of the suspects. The next morning, he opened the newspaper and found that the person was dead. Stunned, he decided to push further. He thought of the bully who had been making his life miserable, pulled out the notebook, and wrote down his name. Seconds later, the bully collapsed. Because he happened to be at the scene, the police put him on their radar. But over the course of a month of surveillance, the boy gave them absolutely nothing. No suspicious behavior, and no mysterious deaths in town during that time. With no evidence to go on, the department was ready to pull the plug, except for one detective, who remained convinced the boy was their guy. The fact that the killings had stopped during the surveillance period was, to him, proof enough. Then, just as they were about to wrap up, word came in of another unexplained death. The victim had died of respiratory failure, identical to the previous cases. But on the surveillance footage, the boy was sitting back, casually eating chips. He had a rock-solid alibi, and suspicion fell away from him once again. What the police didn't know was that the boy had planned everything down to the last detail. Hidden inside those chips was a piece of paper he had torn from the notebook. It was a scheme so airtight that he had fooled them completely. In the end, the police had no choice but to call off the surveillance. Do you want this notebook? Follow me for a different movie story every day.